everybody, welcome back to the Cape Coral Life, and thanks for tuning in. If this is our first time meeting, my name is Marc Ammons. I'm a real estate agent down here in Southwest Florida. On this channel, I take you guys all over the state of Florida with me and my family as we explore all the fun things there are to do down here in the Sunshine State. And I'm particularly excited for today's video. If you watch any of our other videos, you know that my wife and I do a lot of boat trips and jet ski trips over to Cayo Costa State Park, which is just off to the west of Cape Coral and Pine Island. It's a boat access only island with miles and miles of beaches and a lot of stuff to see, but there's a lot of variety to what's there. And so today I want to take you guys on kind of a 360-degree tour around the entire island, show you all the different things that are over there. I'll put maps up on the screen throughout the way so that you can see exactly where I'm at and what those specific places look like. So if you're planning a trip over here, hopefully it'll give you a better idea of where you may want to go ahead and plan your trip to. So we're just pulling into the island of Matlacha right now. We're going to be launching at the Matlacha boat ramp, which is probably one of the closest boat ramps right near Cape Coral to get over there. I would normally put in at the Burnt Store boat ramp, but that ramp is actually closed for maintenance today. So perfect opportunity to put in here at Matlacha. Stay tuned, should have a really fun time. I hope you guys find this video valuable and enjoyable. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, we just got the jet ski out on the water here out of the Matlacha boat ramp. First time I've ever put in there, but it was really easy to get in and out of. No complaints there. $10 parking, pretty easy. So we're on the south tip of Matlacha Island right now, and we're going to head up through the Matlacha Pass, which is kind of the area in between Pine Island and Cape Coral. We'll go north up there, and we will then head straight west once we get up to the north tip where north tip of Pine Island and Boca are. We'll head over towards the Boca Grande Pass, where we'll start at the north tip of Cayo Costa, show you guys that. We'll zip over to the Gulf side. There's probably 2 or 3 spots I want to stop along the Gulf side of the island that I want to show you guys, and then we'll hit all the way to the south side of the island, close to where North Captiva is. We'll come around the Intercoastal Waterway, head back north. We'll go by Cabbage Key, we'll go by Yusepa Island, go by Punta Blanca Island, and then we'll come into the Pelican Bay for a minute, and I think we'll head back, and that'll give you guys a pretty good idea of all the things there are to see over on Cayo Costa. So stay tuned. We're gonna have a really fun day. Again, I'll be putting maps up on the screen throughout the entire video to show you guys where I'm at when I'm filming, so you have an idea of what all these places look like. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and get started. All right guys, so one of the things I like about the Matlacha boat ramp already is we just put in like a few minutes ago, and we're almost already to the 25-mile-an-hour manatee zone, so we don't have to go no wake anymore. And if we had put in at the Burnt Store boat ramp like I normally do, probably got 15 to 20 minutes worth of 5-mile-an-hour no wake zones before you actually get to the spot. So I'm thinking that this particular ramp is probably going to save us anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes over the course of the day. So not bad. And when you're on a jet ski going 5 miles an hour, it's not all that much fun. So at least once we can get up to 25 miles an hour, we can get on plane and start heading our way over to Cayo Costa. So guys, I don't know if y'all can see it in the background or not, but I am literally just surrounded by dolphins right now. And I literally mean surrounded, like I keep trying to get them on video and I have no idea where they're gonna pop up. I think there's probably at least like 12 to 15. There's a couple groups of 3 and 4 and then some 1s and 2. So it's kind of hard to even get them. Hopefully you guys can see them playing in the background there. There's a ton of bait fish around here. You can see them jumping out of the water. So the pelicans are getting really, really excited. The dolphins are getting really excited. But yeah, you can probably see a lot of these dolphins around here. Absolutely incredible. So I'll show you guys on a map where we're at too, just to give you for reference. But yeah, really, really cool. All right guys, so this is one of the exciting parts of the trip, which is when we get to the end of the 25-mile-an-hour manatee zone and we can finally go full speed. So behind me there is the resume normal operation sign, and that means you can go safely fast. So the water's pretty smooth today, so we're gonna get the jet ski going pretty quickly and get over to Cayo Costa and start showing you guys around. Guys, we are here. So right now I'm right at the beginning of the Boca Grande Pass. So I'm right in between Gasparilla Island and Boca Grande, and then behind me what you can see in the back is Cayo Costa Island. So we're at the northern tip, and my wife and I like to come here a lot. It's a really great spot. We see a lot of dolphins, a lot of manatees. The fishing over here is pretty good. If there's a disadvantage of coming here by boat, I will tell you it's this. So particularly when the tide is coming in or going out, the current through here gets really strong, just because a lot of water is being pushed through a pretty narrow area. And so keeping the boat anchored when that current's that strong, plus this is a big traffic corridor for a lot of boats coming through. It's not a no wake zone, so this is full speed, so you will get a lot of weight coming through here. So keeping the boat anchored can be a little bit tricky sometimes. I always use a front and rear anchor when we do the boat and the jet ski, just to keep the boat where I want it. And even then I have a lot of rear anchors that'll sometimes pull out just because of how rough it gets through here. But that's really it as far as downsides. So I'm gonna head in and we'll anchor this thing off, start walking around and show you guys some of the cool stuff over here. All right guys, we've got the jet ski anchored off and here we are on shore over on the north tip of Cayo Costa here at the Boca Grande Pass. As I mentioned, right behind me, about a mile back there, is Gasparilla Island and Boca Grande. And I'll show on the map right now exactly where we're at. And a couple of the cool things about this particular spot, the area that I'm at right now is actually this pretty wide beach. So just behind us around this little curve, you've got some mangroves that come out into the water. They give you a lot of privacy. But on the north side, this is the widest part of the beach that you're gonna find. So if you are looking to come and have some spots to kind of spread out, this could be a good area. As I mentioned though, like anchoring off here, the current is really, really strong. Even just getting the jet ski anchored off today was a little bit of a challenge with how hard the current's going through here. But you've got this wide beach area, and then where we're walking now has a lot of driftwood trees. So really, really cool. The beach is pretty narrow. You don't really have a lot of width there, and then it kind of goes up a steep little bank and then starts going into a lot of the palm trees and the more rustic area of the island. But really, really cool area. So we'll walk around a little bit more and show you guys what else there is to do over the north side of the island here. right, guys, so as we're walking down the beach here, you can probably see a lot of that driftwood behind me that I was talking about. And this north side of the island is really loaded with it. I don't know if it has to do with the way the current comes through here like I was talking about, but around the whole island, this is where you're gonna see the most driftwood. I will say from time to time, I see people tie up their boats to it and kind of use it as an anchor, and you really shouldn't be doing that. Just leave this stuff alone from a boater's etiquette standpoint. It's beautiful to look at, but don't use it as an anchor. But as you can see, again, the beach is not really wide through here, and it's not just the tide that we're at. This is pretty typical. I mean, I'll turn around. You can probably see behind me back there just how narrow the beach actually is. It's a really cool place to come, and again, we love coming here, but if you're looking for like big sprawling beach, this is probably not gonna be the spot for you. Other than that one little point right when you get here that kind of has a wide beach. That place is good. Outside of that, not a lot of beach area, but really, really cool scenery, cool things to see. So that's what's over here at the north side. We're gonna hop back on the jet ski. We're gonna start over to the Gulf side of the island, and I've got a few stops in mind over there. Show you guys that, and we'll keep this day going. All right, guys, I wanted to stop real quick. So we just rounded the north tip of Cayo Costa, and we're still pretty close to Boca Grande. It's back there if you can see it. And I wanted to show you this little spot because if you are looking for an area that's not too much farther away than where we were just at, that has a little bit wider beaches, a little bit less current, a little bit smoother water, depending on what the prevailing winds are, this is a really good spot to do it. So basically just keep going straight through the pass. I'll put up on the screen right now exactly where we're at, but just go through the pass, start going south around the west side of Cayo Costa. You'll be right here. There's a number of boats out there today. Again, the great thing about this island is there are miles and miles of just open beach. So if you don't want to be near anyone, you really don't have to. Most people are pretty considerate and will generally give you a good amount of space, so you don't have to worry about people crowding you. But again, this is one other place you can go. All right, guys, I'm gonna fire the jet ski back up, put the camera away. We're gonna keep heading south. There's a really cool area I wanna show you guys a little bit farther down from here, so we'll catch up when we're pulling up there. Alright guys, here we are at our second stop over here on Cayo Costa State Park. Right now we are over on the Gulf side, so the west side of the island. We're not quite halfway down the island on the west side. And the reason I wanted to stop over here is I wanted to grab some good shots for you guys, particularly some drone shots of this cool lake that they've got. So there's the beach that we're on right now. So that's the Gulf behind me there. Beautiful water, great beach here. And then there's this little like barrier part of the beach, and then this really big lake. I don't know if it has like a specific name. I've never been able to find that, but a lot of people will do fishing in it. It's very close as well to a lot of the trails that walk through that connect over to some of the cabins and the camping areas that are over here on Cayo Costa. So there is camping on the island. You've got rustic campsites, you've got little cabins that you can rent. On the complete other side of the island, kind of in Pelican Bay, there is an actual area where you can dock your boat overnight, pay a couple bucks, and you can go over in here and camp. There's a little store and everything too. So really, really cool, but I wanted to stop here, show this to you guys. Again, as you're looking at the island, I think one of the nice things that this has going for it, the beach itself is really flat, pretty wide, not a lot of people here. Now again, even though the island is boat access only, there are several ferries that come from, I think, Captiva, from maybe Fisherman's Village up in Punta Gorda, and a number of different areas that do bring people here. So you may get a boatload of people that are here for half the day, full day. That may be 40, 60 people, you know, per boat, depending on which one it is. There's a little tram over on the east side of the island where they get dropped off that will bring the people over here to the actual beach side. So you will see people out on the beach that didn't bring a boat. That's how they got here. They took a ferry. I'll put some of the prices up on the screen as well. to give you guys an idea of how much it costs to get over here from some of the different areas. But that's another option if you don't have a boat, but you do want to be able to explore a cool island like Cayo Costa. You can always take a ferry over here. I think they do half-day and full-day trips, so you can definitely look into that as well. All right, guys, we're back on the jet ski, and we just wrapped up our little tour of the lagoon area right behind us over here. Really cool. I was talking to one of the park rangers as I was walking down there. He was down on his ATV just checking things out, and I was asking him kind of how often that was actually open to the Gulf, and he said it really just depends on the tide and what kind of storms go through. He said at high tide and with like full moons and things like that, that it does connect. And he said the fishing in there is absolutely incredible. So I'll have to come back and check that out. I have not fished in there myself, but maybe we'll do a video of that. So we're gonna head down to the next place, which is called the Narrows. It's the skinniest little part of the island. We're gonna head down there, check that out, and we'll keep on going. All right, guys, so here we are at our next stop over on Cayo Costa, and we're at a place called the Narrows. And it's a pretty convenient nickname because it's just the narrowest part of the island. So the north part of the island where we started off the day, it's pretty wide, but down here on the southern part, it's really narrow. It doesn't take long at all to walk across the island. And that's actually where a lot of the people who come over by ferry, if they're not boating here, they get dropped off over there, and then it's a really short walk. Now, up where the actual ranger station is that we were at earlier, closer to the lagoon, there's a tram that will take you across the island to get from the eastern side over to the Gulf side. But down here on the southern tip, if you're coming over here, you're just gonna walk across. It probably takes 5 minutes to get across the whole island. But we'll walk around here a little bit more. Then we're gonna head down south right behind me there to the southern tip of the island, which looks over at North Captiva Island. And then we're gonna zip up through the intercoastal waterway. We'll cruise by Cabbage Key, we'll cruise by Yusefa. If we've got time, we'll pull into Pelican Bay, and then we're gonna get home before any afternoon thunderstorms pop up on us. So stay tuned, and we'll keep this day going. Alright guys, we're back out on the jet ski. We're just leaving the Narrows, and you may be able to see it behind me. There is a rainstorm back there south of us. I'm going to pull up the radar and see exactly where that is at. That's kind of the direction that we're headed, but we're not have to go too much farther down there. So I'm going to check the radar. I'm going to see if that is going to affect us. If it's not, we're going to keep going. If it is, we're going to zip back up north and start heading home. So stay tuned, and we'll see where we end up after we check the radar.
A few moments later.
All right guys, so I just took a look at the radar. The storm that's behind us is kind of over Sanibel and the south part of Pine Island, which is sort of getting close to Matlacha. So we're gonna go ahead and pick up the pace on this one. We are gonna zip down here to the south part of Cayo Costa, head up the intercoastal waterway. We'll check out Cabbage Key and Usepa, and then we're gonna turn around and we're gonna head back to Matlacha. So stay tuned, we've still got a fun trip ahead of us. Alright guys, so here we are down at the south tip of Cayo Costa Island, and right behind me there you can see North Captiva Island. This area right behind me, kind of like the north part, has a lot of the standing driftwood, which is really cool, and also similar is kind of this larger flat beach right there. And then behind this are actually some of the homes that are down here on the island. There's not many of them. If you may be able to see behind me, we've got a rainstorm picking up there. There's another one back this way. So we're gonna jump back on the jet ski. We're gonna start heading north up the intercoastal waterway here, cruise by a few of the islands, check those out, and I think we're gonna head back towards the boat ramp and wrap this day up. So let's jump back onto the jet ski and we'll keep this day moving. Alright guys, so right behind me you can see the sign for the entrance to Cabbage Key, and that's the island that you see right down here. Again, I've done another video on Cabbage Key that I will link up here as well as in the description below that you can check out. It's a really, really cool place. It's actually built on a Calusa shell mound. A lot of these islands that are out here are old Calusa Indian areas. And so this is Cabbage Key right here. And what's also cool, so behind me on this side is another island called Usepa Island. And we'll cruise by, oh, starting to get some rain. We'll cruise by Usepa real quick and try to get out of this rain. But Usepa is actually a membership only island, so it's kind of like a country club, but its own island. So they've got lodging houses and stuff like that, restaurants, but you can only go there if you are a member. So we're gonna try to outrun this rain and get back in motion here. And then from here on, we're heading back to the boat ramp and we'll catch up with you guys there. All right, guys, so here we are cruising by Usepa Island. Super cool place. And again, this island is a membership-based island, so it is kind of like a country club in that you pay a one-time initiation fee and then monthly fees on top of that to be a member, and that allows you access to be able to use this island. So you've got a lot of the homes here that you can see, cottages. There are some permanent residents, but most of the people who are over here are seasonal residents. They're vacationers, boaters. It's a very, very unique place. There's not many places like it. I think it's top 25 in the world in terms of this kind of membership-based island. So really cool. I have not been here because I am not a member and I do not plan on becoming one. So I don't know if we will ever get a chance to actually do a walkthrough. But if you're watching this and you're a member here at Usepa Island, or you know someone who is, and you'd like to have me as a guest to come do a tour of the island, I would love to do it. Hit me up and we'll set that up. So anyway, I think this is pretty much going to wrap up our tour, guys. We saw really all of Cayo Costa, north to south. It was a really good time. Hopefully now you have a better idea, if you are planning on going to Cayo Costa, of what the different parts of the island are like and where they're at. So if you're looking for a certain vibe, a certain feel, a certain type of beach, hopefully this has been helpful to show you what the different areas on that island are like. Again, it's one of our favorite places to go boating over here if you just really want to do some fishing, lay out on the beach, not have too many people around you, and see some amazing water and wildlife. It's a great spot to do it. So if you're in the Southwest Florida area, I highly recommend you checking it out. And again, if you're thinking about making the move down here, or you live down here now and you're thinking of either buying or selling real estate and you'd like some help navigating our housing market, please reach out to me. I would love to help you. I'd love to be a part of your journey. Give me a call. Any questions you had, I would love to answer. So feel free to reach out to me whichever way is best for you. I appreciate you guys watching this whole video. And again, I'm hoping this can be a good resource that you use in the future if you are thinking of doing some boating down here in the area and you're thinking about checking out some of the islands. I'm hopeful that this video will be a good reference for you guys when you're planning out your trip. So as always, thanks for tuning in. Be well, and I'll see you on the next one.